Okay, guys, if in case you don't see me on here responding to all your very important messages, because I see that you guys are getting on TikTok and finally talking sense and not just saying anything. In case you don't see me, it's because I'm busy dealing with Zach and Quincy's case. Zach looks like he's definitely in a hostage situation, but there are different ways to looking at this. Like, Zach is in like a hostage marriage, and there's a lot of people that are in hostage marriages where they happen to marry to pe- marry the wrong person because of financial issues, or because a woman is in love or obsessed with another person or a man. It could be so many different reasons. So from what I'm hearing from Quincy is that from my understanding, because they do speak in code. So correct me if I'm wrong. I always tell people to correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't yet been corrected, so I could be right. Like, Quincy is saying to me that they were trying to make Zach a girl, like, I guess make him fuck guys or something like that. So she felt like she had to marry him so that they don't try to whore him out. That's what I'm getting from Quincy's energy and the messages that Quincy is sending me. Quincy's also been sending me messages about shelter systems, different things like that, which is telling me that they're probably in a shelter, like not in a shelter, but in a position where they might end up having to go their separate ways and going into shelters. The thing is, I can't take Quincy in because she has psychological problems that I'm not ready to deal with, because I have Zach to deal with, and Zach doesn't want to be involved with Quincy, especially because it's going to take attention away from Zach. And when it takes attention away from Zach, it's gonna keep him from healing. And the most important thing to do is heal your soul before you can go heal anybody else, work on people's cases, do all this stuff. You have to heal. Healing starts at home. Charity starts at home. Giving starts at home. So he's in a position where this woman has created a delusion, and that delusion has manifested itself into reality. And Zach is like, I can't believe that, I'm in this situation. Where is my partner? So he's praying to God that God will save him out of this situation. That's why he has this baby, where he's praying to God, and he's like, let this woman, let this God, I'm giving you these babies, these children, giving this woman these children to free me, set me free from this woman, set me free from this family, set me free from these people, and this will be your golden child, or this will be where it ends. So that's where I say Zach is okay with letting this baby go. But if Zach acts like he doesn't like the baby or doesn't want the baby, nobody's gonna want the baby. So and this is an important little girl. This baby is beautiful. She's a baby. She's a doll. She's sweet. I've seen her. I don't see a dark side in her like I see in Quincy. That's why I'm like, she has more of her dad's traits. She doesn't have Quincy's traits. Quincy has more of a nasty woman, a rapist woman's traits. And that's where I'm trying to get deep into her history to find out if she was abused or molested as a child. She strongly believes that this little girl is looks like her. Um, the baby doesn't look like her at all. If you look at the pictures, the baby looks exactly like her dad. So this tells me that Quincy has been doing a lot of witchcraft, because that's what witchcraft does. When you do witchcraft, manifestation, whatever it is, that see how this baby looks exactly like Zach. This baby has Zach's wide face. Quincy doesn't have this kind of wide face. This baby has Zach's wide cheeks right here, because Quincy's like the baby looks like her. The baby looks like her. This baby has Zach's mouth, Zach's wide face, Zach's nose. You can tell this is Zach's baby. This baby looks just like Zach, right? And so anybody who says they don't is a liar. It's just absolutely lying, because it's right there and it's clear. So Quincy is just the kind of person that has been doing a lot of witchcraft. You don't have to have certain things to do witchcraft. You can go to sorcerers to make a man fall in love with you. Women do that all the time, and poor men don't understand. They're like, why am I in love with you? Why do I love you? Like, for me personally, Zach has said those things to me before. I feel like he has before, but I feel like with Zach, he understands why he loves me, because he understands the soul sees no color. The soul doesn't see you know what I mean? So me running from Zach is a way of telling him that I'm not a stalker. That's how that's how psychologically I'm trained. I train myself, is pulling away from a guy makes you, tells him that you're able to detach and you're not a possessive obsessed with him. And if you are, I'm a very possessive person, but I'm smart about it, right? If I'm possessed, if I feel like someone is my possession and someone is in my is in my spirit and is all around me, then I'm gonna start practicing, if it's black magic, whatever magic I can, to either get him off of me, to either get him, hold on, which by the way, I don't do black magic, but you know, anything, I'll do anything I can to either get the guy off of my chest, my mind, or deal with it. So I try to ignore this case because I'm like, this is not my problem. I don't care if you're married to someone else. Who cares? What am I supposed to? Because I know how the male ego is. So what, and I have a big ego myself. So I'm like, why should I worship you? Why should I waste my energy? I understand the value of my energy. I understand the value of my time. I think very highly of myself, regardless to whether you hear me say, I think I'm ugly. That's how I deal with my ego. You know I'm not ugly. I know I'm beautifully and wonderfully made. I'm just not the most physically attractive person that is out there right now. In reality I am, but right now in this reality I'm not, because I was born in a family that's not that, as Eve, this is not my true identity. This is a fake name. This is not who I really am. It's not a fake name, but it's a fake name in this lifetime. My true identity is Mother Earth, Eve, right? Which is why I was born in the year of the dragon, August baby, right? And so all that is an imprint and the part of the code of the queen or whatever it is. These things are too much for me to get into, and they can be very overwhelming and they're terrifying. So I just came out of some real serious life-threatening situations to the point where I'm like, my energy, I'm not going to worship a guy naturally because he's handsome. There has to be a purpose. There has to be a reason. That's because I'm smart. I'm not just I'm not just a doll. I'm not just a puppet. I'm a real human. So I won't allow a man to make me worship him if he has no value, unless I'm caught under his spell, which I was caught under my ex's spell, and I was trying to be set free from that. So Zach helped me get set free from the other guy. When a man sees you worshiping another man, he's eventually going to surrender, because he's like, man, that sounds like my person. Man, I should be the one being glorified. That's how the male ego is. Damn, she's uplifting him so much. What is this guy doing anyway? That's what's going on in Zach's mind. What is this guy doing anyway? I'm doing all this. I'm doing all that. And then this woman's talking about God making a difference. And then that's the things that I want to do. So that's talking to his psyche, like, oh my God, like this. And the male psyche, a lot of different men are like, damn, well, what about what I've done? Although even God has questioned those things. Like, how could you worship a regular guy? God understands what's going on, but he also sometimes needs that explanation. That's what I'm here for, right? To explain, like, hey, the universe is using me to explain, like, hey, this person might be with you, but there is someone that I have for this person, that's not you or other than you. Like, you know what I mean? Because God doesn't see himself without Eve. He doesn't see himself with other women. He doesn't see himself, because they don't know me. They don't know God. They don't know the universe. To him, other people are intruders. Other people are thieves. Unless you prove yourself to be innocent, you're guilty in the eyes of God, because he doesn't know who you are. So this is a form of surrender, telling us more stories about who you are. Why should I bring you around my most private possession if you're not that person? You can kill us and risk everybody's life, right? So, because what happens is, when a man that is not your person falls in love with you, they will do anything to keep you, even if it means killing himself and killing you and the rest of the family. Really, it's you, and they will kill you so nobody else will have you. And then they'll kill themselves, because they say, if I can't have you, then no one else is going to have you. That's how they are. That's how psychologically crazy love is, right? So this is why it's so important to be cautious on who you date. This is why I love Zach, because he's surrendering, and I love Quincy for it too. I won't lie, because she's surrendering. She could have hid Zach. Zach is too powerful. Let me tell you, even if she wanted to hide him, he's too beautiful, too powerful to be hidden. So every day he's like a weapon formed against her. Like, are you going to keep this a secret? Are you going to keep me hiding? Are you going to keep me here? Zach might not know that that's the effect he has on her. Like, oh my God, I can, because Zach doesn't want cameras recording. He wants his privacy. He loves privacy because cameras is working. But off the cameras is peace, freedom, privacy. But until a person knows you, they don't feel safe. You know what I mean? Because they don't know, especially people like me from the Black community, we don't know if white people are really for us or against us. Because white people can pretend to care about us until they put us in they get us close enough to a place where they can actually execute us. You get what I mean? So it's like a smart person can play they love you until they do it to animals all the time. They play the I love you game to animals only to put them on a silver plate to eat them for dinner. They nurture them to execute them so they can have they can eat healthier. They think that's what's healthy. You get what I mean? But what's healthy is vegan food. This is not to judge you because of your choice of food. This is to help you, because obviously you don't know any better. Obviously you are addicted to something that to a pattern. You're addicted to a pattern. You're addicted to a habit, a bad habit, because that's how you survive. That's where your comfort zone is. It's time to come out of your comfort zone and start opening your eyes to see that dead animals are not what's going to keep you alive. It's what's going to keep you sick. If you notice, no one has lived forever yet. But if you eat life, plant-based option, plant-based foods is going to kill. One thing you don't want to play with is your body. That is your instrument on this planet. You have a job to do. You can't work if you're weak. You can't work if you're sick. And nobody's going to take care of you. So you have to learn how to take care of yourself, how to defend yourself. This is me defending myself. If this is my true mirror, which I strongly believe it is, because why am I here? Why am I here? People are like, what? It's when people get into other people's business. You don't understand what you're talking about. The Spanish woman. You don't understand psychology. You don't understand soul patterns. That's why you talk like that. When a person is your person, you have to fight for him and defend him in the smartest way possible. Right? You have to make yourself clear, because the universe is calling your knowledge and intelligence out to deliver somebody. Right? Every day we've fought to fight to win each other over, to a point where I gave up. Giving up was much easier than fighting for me, because I'm like, I'm not going to fight for a man that's not willing to fight for himself, a man that's going to just drag me and make me look like shit. Why should I worship a man when there is soldiers that have fought for this country? Why should I die and go, what's the reason? It has to be my soul. He has my soul. That's the reason. That's the only reason. There's so many other handsome men out there. He's not the finest guy in the world. There's even finer guys. He is to me. Don't worry, you are to me. But I'm saying I've seen even better. But I'm drawn to him for a reason, right? Even if I want to run from it, I can't, because when I sleep, there he is. When I wake up, his spirit is in my room. I can smell him. I can sense him. I can hear him in my head. He's performing a ritual. He's praying on me. And now we're here. Now I'm here. I'm not scared. I was scared. I was scared, but I'm not afraid, because I'm in love. And I'm in love with the right person. And I think it's okay. I don't know him fully to say that I'm in love with the right person, but I feel like he's safe. And if he's handling a baby, he's talking to the mother in me. He's talking to a woman in me. He's smart, right? He's talking to me. He's like, I'm here. But whenever they show pictures of this woman kissing Quincy, I'm like, well, so why am I here? To watch you guys fucking have sex? I don't like porn. You get what I mean? I don't like to watch. If I watch a movie, I watch it, and sometimes I turn off the kissing part, depending on who's actually kissing. You get what I mean? I don't like porn. I've never been interested in porn. So I'm like, so what did I come on Facebook to watch you guys make out? I will destroy you with every word that I have in my mouth. I will investigate and find out that's what they want, is an investigation. That's what he wants, is a freaking investigation, because he's in a hostage situation and that he's trying to save himself out of, right? So here we are. So the goal for me is to calm down, be strong, and love him. Love him even when it's not easy. Love him even when I don't want to love him. Care about him and not hurt his feelings, because then that's going to make him feel like, I'm sorry to bring these problems. I didn't want to ruin your life. It seems like ever since I came in your life, it was worse. You know it wasn't worse. You know it wasn't worse. I just came out of hell. You're my heaven. And when I'm in heaven, guess what? You were the devil. So that makes it hell for me, but it's not the worst situation. And that's why I went through hell. So that our relationship is not a prison. That's why people go through hell, is so that every other situation after that is a light situation, right? So I must have been complaining about our relationship. I must have been like, man, this is, I was sick of love. Love makes you sick. Your vagina, when you have sex with the same person for too long, all the time, you get so exhausted. There's this feeling of exhaustion. Your clitoris gets exhausted of being played with. So I put tattoo numbing cream on my clitoris so it doesn't hurt. You know what I mean? Because it hurts and then it gets tired. It's like I'm tired of the same orgasm. I'm tired of this is the same shit. That's the human mind. But how do we last forever if we're always if we get bored? How does our connection last? It's gonna last, but we have to fight through it. We have to make it. I don't like dating other people to say that, oh, we're just trying to spice up our relationship. If there is a third party in my bed, you're the devil and I will kill you before you even get close to my partner. Why? Because you're trying to rob me of the very possession that I need to survive, which is my man who has my soul. Without my soul, I'm cold. My spirit is cold. My spirit is sleeping somewhere cold, literally. You don't know the attacks. The dark night of the soul is here to remind you that there was somebody that has your same exact soul. And you need to find that person, or else you're gonna die. Because that's a part of you. Without arms, you can have artificial arms. You can't have an artificial soul. Right? So when people try to come at you with their ignorance, you are a stalker, you this and that, they don't fucking understand. And that's the same thing I tell him about Haley. Why is Haley chasing? Okay, there's a lot of reasons why Haley could be chasing Justin. It's he's rich, he's Justin Bieber, right? But if you're gonna chase? Why not put a tattoo on your chest like I did? That's what Justin Bieber did with Selena. He wanted Selena. It's a smart thing to do. You want to perform a real ritual? Then why don't you wear the man really for real if you really love him? She's after him for the money. I highly doubt that Hailey Bieber is with Justin because she loves him. She's in love with him. She sees value in Justin because he's unique from every other rich man. He's normal. He's like a poor person. Mostly poor people have a good heart, a better heart than rich people, because rich people, their hearts are processed off of money, wealth. They're like a machine. They do everything because it's financially because it helps them financially. They're built based off of cash, numbers. Real people understand real feelings. They won't kill you because of your money. They won't do this because, you know what I mean? They won't do anything for money. Real people know the value of your time and they understand. We are real rich people. My person is more important than any dime that you can give me. Where is my soul? Because that's what my life really boils down to. When you meet God, He's going to ask you, where is your soul? Where's your soulmate? Where is it? You say, I have money. No, where's your soulmate? This is nothing to me. What can you do with this? Okay, we can buy a house. We need a house, a roof over our head. But then you're sleeping in your big mansion without your soulmate. And guess what happens? The universe starts to rip you slowly by slowly. Psychologically, crazy things start to happen to you. And that's the dark night of the soul. You start going to the club, drinking liquor, doing everything, even find yourself smoking cigarettes just to find your person. Because you're basically saying, I'm leaving, I'm leaving. And when your person sees that you're going to die, something is bad, something is, then they're like, okay, what's going on? Because you're threatening their life when you threaten your life. You understand what I'm saying? That's what the twin flame psychology is. When you threaten your life, their life is on the line. Now, back in the days when twin flames threaten their own life, that's why they say, they'll kill themselves. They'll kill themselves. They're like, oh no, baby, please don't do it. It's the oldest trick in the fucking game, in the book, right? But this is real life. This is real life. Zach is on his best behavior. And this tells me that it's time for us to be together. This speaks to my psychology. This speaks to my brain. Even if he's not perfect, I know he's not perfect, but I'm in love with him and I'm ready to fight for him and get him back on track. Because now he's threatening my life. He pulls out the meat. He pulls out the steak. He pulls out the knife. I feel threatened at this point. I don't want to go through what I just went through before finding Zach. It felt like my body was about to open right in front of my very eyes, painfully. I was scared. And God was telling me, it's not going to happen to you. Just be calm. Just be calm. I felt like I was going to be thrown into a dungeon and this metal machine was about to eat me alive slowly, suffocate me. There's a lot of threats, mental threats that you have no idea have been going on with me, which forces me to be right here. When I tried to leave Zach, I was in my room and I was like, we don't want to chase him anymore. We're tired. This is abuse. You get what I mean? Chasing him so he can rub that ugly dog in our face. That bitch is nothing to me. I've seen doves. I've seen white women that are much more beautiful. Hell, I've seen black women that are much more beautiful. Why should I chase this dog? You have no power over me. That's how I personally feel. You get what I mean? You're not a woman full of quality. You're making a fool out of me. I'm a royal subject. That's how I honestly feel about myself because that's who I am. How dare you? You think I'm going to fall for you? Release the man and see how much I really think, how much I really feel about you. I'll feed you to the lions. That's what I would do. Don't think you can come near me. Don't think you can play nice and sneak in my room. No, I already have plans for you. Evil plans. Don't play games. It doesn't matter. It gets that crazy. You don't play with a queen. You don't play with a woman like me. We know how to get the job done. See, in order to deal with this psychological crazy women, you have to be crazier. You understand that? Because the women are crazy. I mean, look at what they have to deal with every day. Makeup, giving birth. This strengthens their brain. Every time they sit in their room, it's like a mathematical problem. Look at my apartment. It's like a freaking mathematical problem. You have to be the craziest one, crazy enough to know to execute a plan. I mean, you won't even know. I don't even have to touch you to get rid of you. Do you understand that? This universe obeys me. Don't think it doesn't. I may not get everything I want. That's because it's not for me. Everything in this world is not for me. It's not just mine or it's not mine. There are other people that belong to this planet, right? But a person that's actually walked in life and seen things work out for them and work in their favor, that's a person that tells you that the universe is responding to you. The universe is laying down a red carpet. The universe is at your feet. But it wasn't that much at my feet if it was ready to execute me, but it didn't kill me because God is here. Thank God is here. We need each other. So I'm telling my partner, I'm saying, do you think that it's smart to get rid of God? We give birth to God. A lot of men get jealous of their sons because it becomes a competition, right? So our bond is like, please, you have nothing on me. That you should hear what he's saying. He's like, no man can touch you because they don't know how. That's exactly how I think. That's exactly how I feel. They don't know how to give me an orgasm. They don't know what they're going to aggravate me. When you don't touch a woman the right way, you make her want to kill you. Do not waste my time, especially an important woman. See, these people that you're playing with are children. But we women, we understand our power. Our body is a machine. You, every moment, if I don't get my orgasm, you get the fuck out of here or you pay me. We understand our value. Other women don't. They let anything touch them because there's not enough education for them to understand their worth. And they've been molested as children. When the children get molested and touched constantly, their body gets used to being touched by anybody without it affecting them. But I wasn't touched by everybody all the time. And even when I was, they just don't know how to make me come. You don't know what to do. But Zach doesn't even have to touch me. So when he found out and heard me surrender and say I found a man that made me have an orgasm without touching me. Eventually, I'm pretty sure he was praying, because then suddenly I started to see him telepathically in my mind. He says, let me get in here. I'm going to take you away from him or something like that. It was something like that. And I saw him in my third eye. Literally, I'm watching TV and I'm like, so I'm busy having this orgasm with this guy, trying to have an orgasm, and then Zach comes in. I wasn't feeling Zach's energy at first, but then he did pull me away, but he did it like as if he was a police officer trying to get me from a really dangerous situation. That's how it felt for me, because I was falling in love with a man that I didn't even know. I didn't see his face. So I think some part of him knew that she's under a spell, right? And that's also insulting, because it's like, to a man, it's like, there's no way this man can do all this for you, and you're worshiping him, but look at all that I'm doing. Who is this man anyway, babe? Do you know this person? He can kill you. He can come to your house and take everything you have. And all the bullshit that you think you're happy, these babies, you can lose in that instant, because we're living in the time we're living in. This is the end times. The end times. But there is no ending to life. It's just the end of this dark night, this darkness that we've been living in. It's the end for us. That's the end of darkness. It's time to live in heaven now. We've been through hell. Right? So I just wanted to share that with you, babe. And I just don't react off of the first thing you hear. Try to listen to the whole story and try to understand that I'm healing. Even just for me to talk right now is a miracle, because for 7 years straight, I was having breathing problems. God was digging in my throat. They say, this is not her. We're going to execute and sacrifice this woman to find Mother Earth. That's what their plans were. You think they're not real? You think those were words? No, they're like, we can do this quietly. What the fuck? I'm scared. The next time you envy a fucking queen, you might as well kill yourself. It's useless to envy a queen.